Hello friends, welcome you all again to this session of CSAT learning. This will be second class for the problem on clocks. Yesterday on the first class we have already seen the basics of clock, and what were those? The first thing was what is the speed of movement of minute hand and hour hand, and all those who have attended that lecture, I expect you to remember, but I am still revising again for the sake of your memory. The first thing is minute hand moves 6 degrees per minute. I will write also. So minute hand movement rate is 6 degrees per minute. See, in clock what we are doing basically, before studying clock in a methodical manner in this class, you must be knowing everything in clock in minutes and hours, that 1 hour has passed, what 2 minutes has passed, 5 minutes has. Now for the solving the question based on clocks, what you need to do, understand everything in terms of angles. 30 degree, 50 degree, 90 degree, everything you have to convert in angles. That is why I have converted minutes into angles. So 1 minute for minute hand is equals to 6 degree, and 5 minutes, as you can already see, 5 minutes will be equals to 30 degree. 90 minutes will be equals to, so 5 minutes equals to 15 minutes will be equals to 90 degree, and total 1 hour is equals to 360 degree. This is all with respect to minute hand. Now if I talk about hour hand, 1 hour is 30 degree. 1 hour is 30 degree, and with respect to hour hand, 1 minute is equals to 0.5 degree or half degree. This was the speed of movement of both. Now the second thing which we learned yesterday, I am still revising what we already learned in last class. The second thing what we learned, to calculate the angle between the two hands of the clock at different positions. Okay, so now at any given position, I demonstrated you two configurations, but I am still sharing with you, at any given configuration, it is very easy to calculate the angle between minute hand and hour hand. And what is the trick? You have to exactly know the position of minute hand. See, minute hand, it is very easy. If the time is 7:38, minute hand will be at 38 only. So you can exactly know the position of minute hand. Nobody is going to ask you in terms of seconds that 738.30 seconds. Nobody is going to ask you. So I am telling you that you can know the exact position of the minute hand just by the time that is given to you. Now what you have to do, you just have to see the movement of hour hand in 7:38. I am again giving you one more example, just for the sake of your clarity. See, I don't want you to miss out on any of these questions, because these are very easy questions. So suppose the time is 7:48. Now you all know where will be, this is 5. Now minute hand will be somewhere here and hour hand will be somewhere here. Now you all know that minute hand is here, 48 is here. Now where is 45? This is 45, this is 48. So that means minute hand is 12 minutes behind this. So you already know for 12 minute how much it is. 1 minute is 6 degree. So 12 minute is 72 degrees. So this much is 72. Now you need to know that how much is this angle. Now this angle is, our hand has moved 38 minutes. I already told you in 1 minute our hand moves half a degree. So in 38 minutes our hand will move 38 into half, that is equals to 19. That means I will use a different color. This angle is also known, that is 19. Now can you see, this angle is 72, this angle is 19. Now can you not know this angle? Because you already know that between 12 and 7, this angle is nothing but 150. Why 150? Because 5 hourly segments. You have to remember that each hourly segment is 30 degree. So as each hourly segment is 30 degree, you can say that this 5 hourly segment will be equal to 150 degree. Now you subtract these two angles, 72 and 19, that means 150 minus 72 minus 19, this will be equals to, sorry, this will be 48, not 38, because the time I referred is 7:48. So 48 into half will be 24. So you need this is 24, sorry, this is 24, so you will subtract 24, and then you can easily see that this will be 54 degrees. That means at 7:48 the angle between minute hand and hour hand is 54 degrees. Is it okay to all of you? Now this is how you have to go. There already have been questions based on the same concept in UPSC. Today we will also see questions, how to solve these questions. Now one of the questions I will be trying to demonstrate to you guys. Just let me see. If the question is visible on your screen, this is a question which was asked in CSAT 2024. Now how to go about this question? See, what is the question asking? What is the angle between minute hand and hour hand at 4:25 hours? Can you see, this is a very direct question from what I have taught to you in the class. Finding angle between the minute hand and hour hand at various points of given time. You are given a particular time and you have to find angle between these. Okay, now this is very easy. See, what you will do, you will make a clock. Okay, so what you will do, you will make a clock like this, and the timing they are saying 4:25. So you know, at 25 our hand will be at 5, and minute hand will be at 5, and our hand will also be somewhere in between 4 and 5. Can you see? So suppose this is 3, this is our hand. Now you already know that this angle is 30 degree. You already know that this angle is also 30 degree. Minute hand is here, you can see, at 5, precisely at 5. This is 6. Minute hand is precisely at 4:25. Minute hand will be precisely at 5. Now where will be our hand? So our hand has moved this much from 4. This is the way. Minute hand, you know the precise location. Our hand, you calculate the small bit of movement. See, our hand does not move very much in 25 minutes. So that is small movement of our hand in 25 minutes. That is what you need to calculate and subtract from the exact angles that you know from the segments. What you have to do, I am again repeating in very short words. The segment angles, you know, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. First calculate the approx angle and then calculate the small movement of our hand and then subtract or add as per the case required. So in here our hand has moved this much. Now this angle, you can see, this angle would have been 30 between minute hand and hour hand, but the problem is this much our hand has moved. So I will subtract that from 30. This is 30, but our hand has moved this much. So I will subtract this angle from, I just need to find this angle. Now in 25 minutes, how much our hand will move? Now I want each of you to know that I have already explained that each minute our hand moves half a degree. So in 25 minutes, our hand will move 25 into half, that is 12.5 degree. Okay. So that means if this is total 30, but our hand will move to 12.5. So our angle, this particular angle, I will have to again use a different, this particular angle which is the answer is nothing but 30 minus 12.5, which is equals to 17.5 degree. Can you see? 17.5 degree. So what will be your answer? This C, very easily. Now can you see how easy is this question? Most of the students leave these questions in CSAT exam, and these are the easiest question for you to solve. So you can easily calculate the answer is 17.5 from what I have already taught to all of you. Now we will see a different question. Okay. So before we go to a different question, now kindly learn a particular concept. Now what is this concept? So the concept is, when hour hand and minute hand moves, every hour, minute hand and hour hand coincides or crosses each other once. Now you will have to see this to understand. See, if this is the clock, now suppose at 2 p.m, take an example at 2 p.m. Suppose at 2 p.m, what is the configuration? So you will probably see something like this, where this is 2 and this is 12. At 2 p.m. it is like this. Now what will happen after 2 p.m? After 2 p.m. this will start moving like this, and this will also move like this, but obviously our hand will be slow, and at 3 p.m. you can see what will happen. At 3 p.m. our hand will be here and minute hand is again here. Now in between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. you can see that minute hand has crossed the hour hand once, only once. And when will that happen? I am drawing an intermediate time will be there in between these two. There will be an intermediate time in between these two, where this is 2 and this is 3, where after 2 our hand will be here and the minute hand will also be here. This is called the coinciding of the minute hand and hour hand. Are you understanding? This is called the coinciding of the minute hand and hour hand. Now this is a very important concept in clocks, coinciding of minute hand and hour hand. You have already learned that every hour minute hand and hour hand coincides once. Are you getting? Every hour minute hand and hour hand coincides once. In between 2 and 3 they will coincide for once. In between 3 and 4 they will coincide for once. Like that, in between 4 and 5 they will coincide for once. So if that is the case, how many times they should coincide in 24 hours? This is also a question which has been already asked in UPSC, CSAT. Probably in year 2022 they asked how many times minute hand and hour hand coincide in 24 hours. So if every hour they are coinciding once, you will say that the natural answer is 24. But the problem is, in between 11, after 11 what happens? See, if this is 11, at 11 it is like this. After 11, minute hand and hour hand coincides at sharp 12. So I should get a new fresh page. So after 11, suppose this is 11, they coincide at 12 only. And so that means in between 11 to 12 they coincide at 12, and in between 12 to 1 they again only coincide at 12. Are you getting? Which is this, the same. So that means in between 11 to 1, this is 2 hours. See, 11 to 1 they coincide only once, that is at 12, sharp 12. So this is the problem. So that means every other hour, any different case apart from 11 to 1, minute hand and hour hand will coincide once, but in this case in 2 hours it coincides for 1. So if you ask me that in 24 hours how many coincidences will be there, in 24 hours there will be 22 times when hour hand and minute hand will coincide. Are you getting why? Because 2 times this occurs 11 and 1, where there is only one coincidence in 2 hours. If they ask you in how many times in 12 hours they coincide, the answer is 11. Okay, fine. Now this is about coincidence. How many times? Number of coincidences we have already seen, that how many times they will coincide. What is next to see? Finding time of coincidence, that when are they coinciding. This is a very important concept, that when is minute hand and hour hand coinciding, and the questions have already been asked on this topic also. Now you see, we will understand this with a very simple example. See, suppose the time is 2 p.m. only. Okay, now the time is 2. Now the simple question to you is, after 2, at what time minute hand and hour hand will coincide? After 2, at what time minute hand and hour hand will coincide? Is this simple enough? Now how will you do? First you imagine a situation that what will happen when they coincide, and it will be nothing else but it will be like this only, that hour hand will be like this and minute hand will be like this. Here it is 2, here it is 3. Post 2 they will be together somewhere. Sorry for the post 2 they will be somewhere like here. Now initially minute hand was here. Now what is this time? We don't know the time x. We don't know the time, that at what time minute hand and hour hand is coinciding after 2 p.m. and that is what we have to find. See, kindly see this part of the video very clearly and you will be able to solve all such questions in like 2 minutes. This is 2 p.m. After, at what time they will coincide? This is the question. Now what we will do, you will assume that after x minutes they will coincide. Is it clear to you? After x minutes after this they will coincide. Okay, now see, suppose there are 2 ways to solve this question. They will coincide after x minutes. See, now how behind is minute hand in terms of angles? Minute hand is 10 minutes behind, or if you in terms of angle, if you ask me, I have already told you this is 1, so these are 2 segments. So minute hand is 60 degree behind the hour hand. At 2, what I am saying, at 2 minute hand is 60 degree behind the hour hand. Minute hand is 60 degree behind the hour hand. Is it clear to you? That means for minute hand to catch the hour hand, minute hand needs to move 60 degree more than the hour hand. Minute hand को 60 degree more जाना होगा. Now I have already explained you that minute hand moves 6 degree in 1 and hour hand moves 0.5 degree in 1. That means minute hand moves 5.5 degree more. 5.5 degree is the difference, more in 1 minute. Minute hand moves 5.5 degree more in 1 minute. Now how many degrees minute hand has got to cover in this case? Minute hand has got to cover 60 degrees and in 1 minute it covers 5.5. So how much time it will take to cover 60 degrees? So x will be nothing else 60 divided by 5.5. 60 is total degree to be covered. Kindly understand, don't get confused. You need to understand, it's a very simple mathematics. 60 degree is the total angle to be covered and 5.5 is the angle minute hand covers per minute. So this is the amount of time in minutes it is going to take to cover, to be at the same point. Now what is this? This is a very simple calculation. 60 divided by 5.5 is, you will do like this, 12 by 11 and here it will be 10. Okay, so that means So that means if you see little more than 10 minutes, whatever it is, 120 by 11 minutes, 120 by 11 minutes, that means little more than 10 minutes, somewhere after 10 minutes, which is less than 11 minutes, okay, somewhere they will coincide, okay. If you calculate in terms of decimal, you will get, it will be nothing, it will be something like 10.9 minutes, okay. Now see, we have easily found what is the time. This is 2:10.9 p.m. At this point they will coincide. Likewise, you can find for any hour. I am just giving you, you can find for 3 also. Suppose after 3, how much? 90 degrees to be covered, so 90 by 5.5. 4, 120 degree to be covered, so 120 divided by 5.5. This much time will take. 5, 150 to be covered, 150 by 5.5. Nothing else you have to do. You have to very simply find the angle that minute hand needs to cover to catch the hour hand and divide by 5.5. Is it very simple? Now in suppose at 8 p.m. how much is the angle? You will take this angle, because minute hand will be covering this angle only. Minute hand is not moving this anti-clockwise, it is moving clockwise, so you will take this angle. Now this angle, suppose the time is 8, you can see that this angle is 240. So how much time it will take? 240 by 5.5. This is very easy. I could have just given you this formula, but I have tried to explain to you so that you do not forget that how we are getting this 5.5 and 240. You have to just find how behind is minute hand and then divide it by 5.5, so that you will get how much time it will take minute hand to catch the. You can understand this as thief and police problem. Minute hand is the police, it will catch the hour hand. You just have to find out how behind is minute hand, and the speed of minute hand with respect to hour hand is 5.5. You will divide by 5.5 and you can easily get the answer. Now if you have understood this question, you can see very clearly. I will show you a question which was asked in UPSC. Now if you can see this question on the screen, see, they have asked you that between 3:16 and 17 both hour hand and minute hand coincide. So that means they are asking that after 3 p.m. at what time they coincide. Now all of my students, I have made this so easy for you guys, and I know that this question came in 2022, CSAT 2022, and nearly all of the students left this question marking it as tough question. Even many of the YouTubers were making videos that you should leave these questions, but I am telling you, if you have learned this concept clearly from my class, you can know that this is a very easy question to solve. After 3, when will they coincide? Don't take much time, my students. At 3, what is the case? If you see at 3, it is like this. How behind is the minute hand? 90 degrees. So time taken will be 90 by 5.5. 90 by 5.5 will be how much? You can see it will be something like 16 point something. So that means this is correct. Now again, 458 and 459, they will coincide, they are saying. Now you can easily see that 458 is here. So this is like 458 and 459 is again here. So in this time they will not coincide and this will be wrong, and you can see that only one will become the correct answer. So only in this case you needed to find this. Here it is very obvious that it will be a wrong answer, wrong statement, so only option A is correct. Likewise, you can find time for any of the coincidence. I have also taught you how many times they coincide, each hour, at what time they coincide. Just find the gap and divide by 5.5. There is another question that at which of the following times do the hour hand and minute hand make an angle 180 degree. Now see, I have just taught you, for now I have just taught you about coincidences, but this is not the end of world. You can also find anything like at what time they will make 90 degree. So suppose this is the question. After 2, this is the penultimate final question. If you can solve this, you can solve anything else. After 2, suppose this is the question. After 2, at what time minute hand and hour hand will make an angle of 90 degree? Suppose earlier I have taught you at what time they will coincide, but now I am telling you at what time minute hand and hour hand will make an angle of 90 degree after 2. Have you got it? So after 2, you can see what will be the situation. Here it is, the angle is 60 degree. Now minute hand will move faster, and at a point it will be like this. At a point it will be like this, where it will be 90 degree. Between 2 and 3 only it will be like this. So you have to find this time. What is this time? Again the same thing. How behind is minute hand? 60 degrees. How ahead the minute hand needs to get? 90 degrees. So with respect to our hand, minute hand needs to move 60 plus 90. That means total movement of minute hand with respect to our hand is 150. 150 आगे निकल जाना है. That means 60 पीछे था, 60 it was behind, and now it has to go 90 ahead. That means total relative covering is 150. Now 150 divided by 5.5. See, you just have to find apparent movement of minute hand and divide by 5.5. This much time will be taken. Is this not very easy? So with this, I am ending this class, and you have learned 3 things. Finding angles at any point of time, finding time taken for minute hand to cover any distance, to coincide, to go to any certain angle, and all these things you can solve very easily. Thank you for attending today's lesson, and if you follow this, and if you feel any doubts, kindly repeat the video, and you can obviously watch it again. Thank you.